I mentioned how I moved my parents into assisted living last weekend, and I'm in the midst of really trying to create loving boundaries. And I've come to realize boundaries don't have to be walls. And I kind of think of them actually as bridges to my own connection and care. And I love this quote from Prentice Hemphill, that boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. Yeah. Mic drop. And in the spirit of sharing what's sustaining me and hopefully helping me prevent myself from having burnout and to really maintain loving boundaries and have a more balanced approach right now with this big personal situation in my life. So I'm not reactive, but I'm also not detached, is the practice of equanimity. And equanimity is vital for those of us in the service profession. Without it, burnout is inevitable because we absorb too much. We take on suffering that is not ours. And we measure our worth by how much we can carry. But we're not responsible for carrying it all. And when I can start to feel the weight on my shoulders, y'all know that feeling when you feel like, ooh, I am like carrying a big weight? It's when I turn to equanimity phrases. And so I'm going to share these phrases with you right now, but I also want to mention that equanimity is not a concept, it's a practice. And to cultivate equanimity, it's like you're trying to rewire your insides. And when you're trying to rewire your insides, it takes consistency and frequency. So I'm going to invite you now to think of something where you could use a little more equanimity around in your life. Everyone got that one thing? All right. So just taking a deep breath and exhaling. Everyone is on their own life journey. Everyone is on their own life journey. I am not the cause of this person's suffering, nor is it entirely in my power to make it go away. Moments like this are difficult to bear, yet I may still try to help if I can. Now, I offer these phrases to you within the context of having someone in your care. And in other relationships, there's a little more nuance here, particularly with the second bullet point, because there are times where we contribute to others' suffering. So the invitation here is to have discernment when using these equanimity phrases. But how do I practice them? Well, they're literally in my back pocket right now. Here's my beautiful little Post-it note. I keep this in my wallet. I take it out when I arrive at the assisted living facility. I text these phrases to my brother so we can support each other because, again, this is a practice. And it's like a muscle that we strengthen the more we engage in the practice. And that practice is vital because without it, we risk depleting our compassion. And in our line of work, that compassion is so vital.